Leadership TV for God and country.
Good morning. Welcome to the Friday edition of your breakfast show on television Inside Nigeria. Today is September 15, 2023, and today is the last edition for the week. We have an array of newspapers for review on our menu this morning. Starting with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership Friday, Nigeria's foremost Friday newspaper. We have The Punch, THISDAY, The Guardian, Daily Sun, The Nation, and Vanguard newspaper and Blueprint newspaper, all for review on this show. And of course, as usual on the program, we like to flag off with leadership. And just before we do that, my name is Winifred Ugbebo, your host on the program. Now we start with Leadership newspaper. Leadership is leading with an exclusive, and it says 2 weeks after 180 billion naira palliatives, hardship persists in states. 2 weeks after 180 billion naira palliatives, hardship persists in states. Governors foot drag as residents question distribution processes. Senate carpets NLC over alleged 100 million palliatives. I'll take that again. Leadership Friday. 2 weeks after 180 billion naira palliatives, hardship persists in states. Governors foot drag as residents question distribution processes. Senate carpets NLC over alleged 100 million palliatives. 100 million naira palliatives. We have other stories, other sub-leading stories. Nigeria has no business with poverty. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says Nigeria has no business with poverty. Labour Party Soyinka trade words over party's defeat in 2023 polls. Libya flood death toll hits 11,000, 20,000. Hits 11,000 with 20,000 missing. Libya flood death toll hits 11,000, 20,000 missing. TCN blames Greek collapse on fire outbreak. Stories on page 91 of Leadership Friday. Biden's son Hunter indicted of federal gun charges. We move above this to where beneath the headline stories we have other stories as well. First class accountant Adedeji replaces Nami as FIRS chairman. First class accountant Adedeji replaces Nami as FIRS chairman. We have 431 billion naira to pay road contractors, says Works and Housing Minister Umahi. From that headline stories, we move over to the page 3 of the paper where we have our stand. Our stand is on Akintola Williams, the Doing Takes a Bow. Akintola Williams, the Doing Takes a Bow is on page 3 of Leadership. It is our stand. And from that, we move over to the back page of the paper where we have from the mouth of his lordship coming from conversation with Azu, who is the editor-in-chief of Leadership Media Group. From the mouth of his lordship. What is from the mouth of his lordship? Find out more on the continuation of headline stories as you log on to the website of Leadership Friday, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move over to the next paper on our menu. As you can see, that is Daily Sun. Daily Sun leads with the story Federal Government PDP fight over State of the Nation. Federal Government PDP fights over State of the Nation. Hardship, worsening insecurity, rising poverty capable of snowballing into serious crisis, says opposition party. Nation on pathway to prosperity, moving in right direction, says government. Catholic bishops, Nigerians have been subjected to life of poverty, hunger, suffering. Find out more on the page 6 where we have the continuation of the story. Tinubu meets service chiefs over Northeast. Others appoint Adedeji FIRS acting chairman. WFP commits $2.5 billion to tackle hunger in Nigeria. WFP commits $2.5 billion to tackle hunger in Nigeria. Federal Government's committee recommends creation of Ministry of Livestock Resources once grazing revived. Court sacks Elumelu, affirms Labour Party winner of rep seat in Delta. Tribunal opposed Labour Party senator in Edo, PDP's victory in Ogbomoso South. Others rerun of Saki West Assembly elections. With that, we move just beside the masthead of Daily Sun. That's the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Businesses lament as electricity grid collapse triggers nationwide blackout. And just before we go, we have another story. Police confine beheading of Labour Party chieftain in Abia. Police confine beheading of Labour Party chieftain in Abia. The story runs on page 86 of the paper. For more on these inside stories and back page, log on to the website of Daily Sun, www.sunnynewsonline.com. From that, we move over to the Punch. The Punch is next on our menu. Punch says Nigeria's debt jumps by 75% in 3 months, hits 87 trillion naira. Nigeria's debt jumps by 75% in 3 months, hits 87 trillion naira. How CBN loans to federal government, new debts, promise-free notes raise public debt by 37 trillion naira between April and June. How CBN loans to federal government, new debts, promissory notes raised public debt by 37 trillion naira between April and June. Tinubu's reforms will improve debt sustainability, DMO assures Nigerians, as latest figure overshoots agency projection by 10 trillion naira. We have a photo caption on the page of the Punch. Cannabis and live ammunition during the parade of suspects arrested in connection with the items by the police in Sokoto on Thursday. That was yesterday. That is, we have the pictures of the cannabis in display. Beneath that, we have NURTW, that is National Union of Road Transport Workers President. 21 others arrested for alleged killing. NURTW President, 21 others arrested for alleged killing. Benue Court remands 20-year-old man for organ harvesting. Benue Court remands 20-year-old man for organ harvesting. Jega-led committee, Kebi, others demand livestock ministry. Jega-led committee, Kebi, others demand livestock ministry. We move above that to the stories above the masthead of the Punch. The Punch says electricity consumers slam federal government over power grid collapses. Manufactured goods imports go $6.7 billion in 6 months, according to reports. Manufactured goods imports go $6.7 billion in 6 months, according to reports. Tinubu orders Nami's retirement, appoints Adedeji FIROS chair. That's the leading stories on the Punch this Friday, September 15, 2023. And that takes us to the next paper on our menu, and that is THISDAY. THISDAY leads with the story. Chicago State University confirms Tinubu attended institution, graduated in 1979. Chicago State University confirms Tinubu attended institution, graduated in 1979. Tells CBS, as an educational institution, we are sometimes asked to provide information related to student records. Federal law known as FEPA, the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, protects the privacy of student records and limits what an institution can release. That's a story leading on THISDAY, and of course it's a trendy story by now. President says, I will permanently change Nigeria's narrative of poverty, insecurity. President, I will permanently change Nigeria's narrative of poverty, insecurity. Vows to work hard with purpose, determination, dedication. unlike predecessor, says nation not peopled by lazy citizens. Pledges to reverse ugly trend, achieve possibilities. And above that, we have Ireti Kingibe, that is senator representing FCT Abuja, promises to work with Wike Aduda, orders to reinvent FCT after court victory. Ireti Kingibe promises to work with Wike Aduda, orders to reinvent FCT after court victory. The story is on page 10 of this day, and which takes us to the stories above the masthead. CBN to sanction international money transfer operators over arbitrary rate quotes. Orders. PDP laments level of poverty despondency across Nigeria under APC government. Says ruling party plotting one party state. Catholic bishops seek urgent action to arrest increasing hardship. These are the latest stories on this day, September 15, 2023. For more on these headline stories, inside stories, log on to the website of THISDAY, www.thisdaylive.com. From that, the Nation newspaper is next on our menu. The Nation says Defense Headquarters police turn hit on oil thieves, economic saboteurs. Defense Headquarters police turn hit on oil thieves, economic saboteurs. 1 million liters of stolen crude seized in 1 week. IG orders clamp down on firearms production. And just beneath that, we have how to prevent another national grid collapse. How to prevent another national grid collapse. TCM battled blackout for hours. Just beneath that, we have Tinubu will create wealth for all Nigerians. We will create wealth for all Nigerians. President Hayes advisor Wike for hitting the ground running as FCT minister. Ajulo, Falana's wife, Afe Babalola's daughter, 66 others make sans list. Ajulo, Falana's wife, Afe Babalola's daughter, 66 others make sans list. That is senior advocate of Nigeria's list. Congratulations to them. And of course, we move up just beneath the masthead. Governors get federal government push on mass food production. Governors get federal government push on mass food production. Page stories on page continues on page 5 of the Nation. And above the masthead, Adedeji replaces Nami as FIROS chair. Agency boss on terminal leave. We won't allow one party rule, says PDP. Clashes. Ganduje panel seeks creation of livestock ministry. Clashes. Ganduje panel seeks creation of livestock ministry. This is where we end today's The Nation's review of headline stories. For more on that, log on to the website of The Nation, www.thenationonlineng.net. And of course, Vanguard is next on our menu. Vanguard lists outrage as national power grid collapses twice in 6 hours. Outrage as national power grid collapses twice in 6 hours. Generation drops 93.5% to 273 megawatts. Minister of Power confirms collapse. TCN blames fire incident at Jebba Line. TCN orders Air Force not sufficient. Geotechnics boss. 4.5 billion naira loans fail to halt collapses. $7.5 billion loans fail to halt collapses. Experts call for probe. This is the leading story. And of course, we have other sub-leading stories on the Vanguard page. On the Vanguard cover, sorry. Palliatives address root of poverty, not symptoms. Catholic bishops tell federal government. We have illegal toll. IGP orders CPs, that is Commissioner of Police, to dismantle unauthorized checkpoints, arrest violators. Illegal toll. IGP orders CPs to dismantle unauthorized checkpoints, arrest violators. Tinubu sacks FIROS boss Muhammad Nami. Names Adedeji, new chairman. These are the headline stories on Vanguard newspaper. We move above the masthead of Vanguard, where we have other stories. CBN drives investments for rehabilitation of moribund ports. CBN drives investments for rehabilitation of moribund ports. Farmers stroke headers clashes. Committee recommends creation of livestock ministry. Delta rep seats. Happy court sacks Elumelu, declares Labour Party candidate winner. Olu of Warri ends protest by Shekiris. One party state will resist APC's plot, according to PDP and Labour Party. These are the leading stories on the cover of Vanguard newspaper today, Friday, September 15, 2023. For more stories, continuation of the headline stories and more stories on inside pages, log on to the website of Vanguard, www.vanguardngr.com. From Vanguard, we move over to Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint says Ganduje committee to federal government create livestock ministry to address farmers' headers crisis. Recommend modernization through livestock reforms. Wants local authorities strengthened to manage relationships. Ganduje committee to federal government create livestock ministry to address farmers' headers crisis. Recommend modernization through livestock reforms. Wants local authorities strengthened to manage relationships. That's the leading story on Blueprint. There are other stories as well. Just beneath the masthead, we have will resist attempt to force one-party rule on Nigerians. PDP votes. Will resist attempt to force one-party rule on Nigerians. PDP vote. Adedeji now acting FIROS boss. Nami proceeds on pre-retirement leave. Troops neutralize 151 terrorists. Arrest 456 in 1 week. 76 hostages rescued. Fire outbreak at Kenji Jeba. 330 kV line. Cause of 15-hour national grid collapse. Bago flags off 200 billion naira Mina urban renewal road projects. Bago, that is Niger State governor, flags off 200 billion naira Mina urban renewal road projects. Fight against corruption tops Tinubu's priorities. Malagi. FBN enhances forced edu loan. Loan solution improves education quality. For more stories on Blueprint newspapers, log on to the website www.blueprint.ng. From Blueprint, The Guardian is next on our menu. The Guardian says 4 stars made in Nigeria on loan to the world. Sports stars made in Nigeria on loan to the world. The story, that's the big story on the cover of The Guardian today. The Guardian is making a marked departure from his other exclusive stories. This time is centered on sports. Sports stars made in Nigeria on loan to the world. This is a big story on pages 4. That is on pages 4 and 5 of the paper. Catholic Church priests recount how they survived Kafachan seminary attack. Catholic Church priests recount how they survived Kafachan seminary attack. Despite $7.5 billion investment, TCN lapses, root push grid collapses to 138 in 10 years. Despite $7.5 billion investment, TCN lapses, push grid collapses to 138 in 10 years. As news continues on page 6 of The Guardian. APC's suppressive rule may stoke serious crisis. PDP's board wants. APC's suppressive rule may stoke serious crisis. PDP's board wants. Tinubu Abiodun extol Alake's leadership virtues at 80. Tinubu Abiodun extol Alake's leadership virtues at 80. Why Abuja, Lagos airports are 2 most expensive facilities in Africa. Find out why under the story continues on page 20 of The Guardian. Well, viewers, this is where we come to the end of today's Inside Nigeria. Unfortunately, my guest is not available right now due to some unforeseen circumstances. My name is Winifred Ugbebo. Until I come your way again, same time next week on Monday, here's wishing you a beautiful weekend. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please